Here we go then, Scott. Driving Torque Podcast. Welcome aboard, by the way.
Thank you for having me.
It's not bad, this. You just get to chat shit instead of over the phone. It's on a camera.
Yeah, it makes a difference. Instead of just being on a speeding camera.
Right, yeah. Should we get on with this then?
Give it a bash.
Yeah, why not? Okay. Roll tape. Right, welcome to the Driving Torque Podcast, a new episode, and with friends of the podcast, Sandown Motorsport, with a very damaged roof behind me. We're going to get to the story of this along the way, and we've got a lot of episodes and a lot of content to record here because, Scott, we've had a hell of a year.
We have.
You've had a hell of a year.
Yeah.
Touring cars have had a hell of a year.
Yes.
Not necessarily for good reasons. We'll come to that.
Yeah, not the best. Not the best year.
Yeah.
A good year.
Pull your mic closer, mate. People want to hear.
Yeah. Not the best year, but a good year. It's been interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, they are on good years, so we'll go with that.
Hey.
We'll ignore the Pirelli caps on the table. But okay, you know what? Let's just stop mucking around and get it straight into bed. 2025 British touring cars. Let's start with British touring cars.
Let's go with that.
So it's the Premium Motorsport Series Championship in the UK.
Yep.
How do you think the year's gone?
I think it was a bit of a hit and miss year. It should have been good. Should have been good.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it missed the mark of previous years, in my personal opinion.
Why?
There wasn't the draw for it for me.
No?
No. There wasn't the battle that we've had in previous years. I know Max, it's in Formula 1. Tom and Ash made it far more interesting than it really should have been. Because Ash was the only one that, let's be honest, really gave Tom a run for his money. There was, when you put people like Tom Chilton and Adam in, I know should be doing better.
But Tom Chilton got wins.
Tom Chilton did get wins. He did.
It's wins and putting together a championship.
Yeah, the consistency wasn't there for Tom, and too many failures again and incidents. And I thought there'd be a little bit more from the other Napa drivers. I know Sam is improved, but I expect.
Well, he got that debut win this year.
He did, and it was deserved. I know it was reverse grid, but it doesn't make you still got a win.
No,
and he did a good job.
And Jake Hill got his first win.
Yeah,
as a reverse grid, knock Hill, was it?
Yeah, and that I think WSR for me were a slight letdown in terms of pace. It's completely, apart from Jake, it was a completely new driver lineup.
Yeah, but excuse me while I just adjust my microphone. I think arguably Charles Rainford was probably apart from champion Tom Ingram, and I'm not saying this just because you've been on the pod. I think Tom Ingram was. Tom Ingram, get words back in my mouth. I think Charles Rainford would be one of my drivers of the season.
Definitely, he did a good job. So did Darryl DeLeon in that car.
Yes, him too.
He equally did a good job.
And I'm pretty sure he's just been recognised for that. He's just won some sort of award. And we'll probably find out if he's going to be a Porsche Junior driver. So he may not even be in touring cars next year.
He may not. I mean, he certainly, given better machinery, he definitely lived up to what was being said about him in the paddock, about being that level of driver. I think his time at Team Hard was marred by Team Hard, in my opinion. They didn't do a good enough job for him. And then taking on the responsibility of your own team and your own car.
Well, was it Bobby Sharpless who runs Unlimited? He's in. Yeah. So that would then, Duckham's came on board and they were running one car, and you could tell that car needed some heavy development. I mean, you could tell that now.
Massive. He's still not where that car needs to be, really.
No.
So putting him in the BMW with WSR, I think he did a blinding job, to be honest. There was showings of real pace. Maiden pole, which is obviously outright pace.
Yeah.
But I thought Charles held a candle to him, to be honest. He showed pace all season. It's just, there was small little things within that just didn't feel very WSR this year. Like when they've had Colin in the car previously, with the big miss this year, in my personal opinion, it just ran like clockwork. It always seemed to be fully under control, even when they didn't go through and win as much as they did when Colin won his championship. It always seemed calculated, controlled. They always seemed the team to be. maybe this year it just seemed a little bit like Accelerate did a slightly better job.
They've certainly found something on that car over the winter. There was some testing that went on at Anglesey. I don't know whether they've done that again end of this year. But they went away more or less when the season finished last year and did this big 2-3 day test at Anglesey. They spent nearly a week there or something.
Yeah. When you spoke to Tom in the C1 paddock, he mentioned they'd been away testing a lot.
Yeah.
And they didn't let up when everyone else is like, season's finished, holiday time. They just cracked back on.
But I think a part of that was potentially Tom already had the deal.
In the bag, yeah.
He's
not trying to find sponsors and he's not trying to find a drive.
So maybe him and Tom Chilton could just go, right, we'll just crack on with the development, and then X8 can find driver 3, driver 4 for the other 2 cars.
Which is exactly what they did. And Adam's a good driver. It's just he's gone from doing many seasons in rear-wheel drive in a bigger car to then getting back into a front-wheel drive.
And a very different car to what was his A-Class.
Yeah, massively different. And even bigger difference between the BM. And you've got to drive it completely differently as well.
Yeah. And what of Napa Racing this year? Now, we mentioned Sam Osborne briefly. We've mentioned Ash Sutton, who will always be up there. I mean, I still think the British touring cars... There's another podcast that looks at the 90s era and Super Touring's a be-all and end-all. This is going to come out on another podcast, by the way. We're going to do unpopular opinions because this is something that actually... It doesn't stick to my craw a bit, but something that mildly concerns me, and that's... everyone's like, Super Touring was the pinnacle of racing. I think the current era we've got produces great racing.
Yeah.
To a point. A lot of the Super Touring stuff was processional. And I think it's because we've got drivers of the calibre. Plato and Neil have gone. We'll come to Plato in a minute. Obviously, that was part of the big news that came in towards the end of the year. Plato and Neil have gone, and they needed characters. They needed villains.
It's a huge void to fill, those 2 drivers, and they were around for so long.
But I think Ash Sutton is one of those drivers. He's won 4 titles now. Yeah. He's going for number 5, and he's young enough that he could get 5, 6, 7 and 8.
Oh, he's young enough, and I think he's driven enough as well.
Yeah.
It's just... If I think he's with Napa for a while now.
Yeah,
that's massively. And I think, to be honest, that's his team. In my opinion, that's built around him. That car, the Shed as it's nicknamed, it's a good car. There's no denying it's a good car. I know they struggle with developing it, and it's not as good aero as the Hyundai.
No.
So that just proves that they are doing a fantastic job.
Yep.
Anthony Carrozza does a brilliant job, in my opinion. Him and Nash, I think when they choose what car they're going to run next, and that I think they've already probably chosen it.
You think?
And are already working on it because it won't be a rush job.
Okay.
I think they'll want something that's got a couple of years of development in, so when they hit the ground, I think they will just dominate.
They'll hit it running.
Yeah, because Ash is good enough and they need it. Napa are invested enough, and you need something big to go out there and take on the likes of Accelerate and Tom and anyone, and WSR won't be sitting on their laurels and hanging around. So there's other teams to come in. Plato, I think, as well. When he comes in, he's not going to be messing around.
We'll come to Plato because that's a big thing, and there's more that's come out from Motorsport News.
Yeah.
Back to Napa. So with Ash Sutton, Sam Osborne, we've kind of covered off. He got that debut win. Fantastic.
Duck off his back.
Definitely a duck off his back. I think, let's be honest, and we'll come to the online comments and things when we talk about other things that have happened this year, but it's always, he's been the perennial, your dad owns the team, of course you're going to get a drive. But he still works bloody hard in the background.
He does. And you get that. It's always going to be the same. I think you get it in a lot more motorsports than he's given credit for. But he's still got to be fast enough to do the job. And he proved that he is fast enough. But he's also the team player. He's the guy that's taking the awnings down, putting the awnings up. He's the one that's moving out the way to help the championship protagonist because he knows he's not going to be that top sort of 5 drivers in the championship. So he plays the team game. He sees the 100%. Bigger picture.
Although I suppose, having to sort of sit on the fence slightly, looking at it from a new point of view, he kind of has to. Otherwise, it's going to be an awkward dinner table when he gets home.
Oh, massively. Never mind the debrief.
Yeah, it's an awkward transporter.
Yeah, and he's got a really quick brother snapping at his heels as well.
Yeah, in the Mini as well.
Yeah. But I think when the two that have caused not the biggest issue. The biggest issue is a bad way to put it, but Dan Cam is quick.
The two Dans.
Robo, I don't know, when he had that season in the Civic, he did a brilliant job. Mm-hmm. And
I think he does a good job.
I think he does a good job. And to be honest, he's played the team game enough.
He has.
And it's come across from the way we see it from the outside.
Okay.
That he's always been the one that's had to take the hits to move out of the way, your kind of third driver. So, yeah, Dan Cam, he seems to always be unlucky. But I don't quite think he's got the measure of Ash over the course of a season.
Yeah, and the problem is when you're in a team that's that big, got that many resources, have got that many sort of, when you've got a 4-time champion in there. Dan Camish has been a multiple Porsche champion, very nearly.
Phenomenal Porsche champion,
very nearly won the title when he went off in the 2019.
Yeah.
It was pre-COVID, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
So you've got two excellent teammates. You've got Sam Osborne as well.
There's a very serious dynamic within that team.
It's a lot of resource.
A hell of a lot of resource. And all these drivers want to be top.
Yeah.
And you've got four. Okay, put 3 top drivers, let's be honest.
Yep.
Could be number one in any team on that grid. When you've got those 3 in a quick car,
yeah,
whoever gets the breakaway early, that's where you've got to narrow the team. Essentially, would you not nail that on?
You've kind of got to put the marker down early in the season, haven't you? It's like, right, okay, you lot twiddle about the bat. I'm going to fuck off into the distance and go get it done.
100%, which is what Ash did.
Yeah, 100%.
So,
and to be honest, I thought at one point it was, what basically happened was it was Tom Ingram and Ash for the title, but I thought Ash was going to do it. Ash was just going to hit this mid-season thing and then go, but then reports start to come out about something that needed clarifying on the Hyundais, and Ash didn't look very happy, and then I almost thought 3/4 of the way through the season that Napa are potentially planning for a new car. It's been in the offing for a while. They've spoken about it.
I think it's still in the offing, to be honest.
You don't think it's going to come through?
Not quite yet.
It's quite tough out there at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's trying to find a car that will do it that's current and then get the affiliation, and then you've still got to push through. Because essentially Napa have got to fund all the development on that car. They've got to do everything. So that's a lot of funding in a budget, and it's difficult to get a budget.
You ain't going to find a works deal unless it's a Chinese EV.
100%. It's just not there. And I think that was the benefit of having Robo with the Cataclysm sponsorship coming in.
Yep.
That's massively helped the team and taken the pressure off. So, yeah, it's whatever the other drivers bring to the party is going to assist that.
Yeah, let's see next season. I have a feeling Robo's on the move, but...
Oh, are we going to talk about the last race of the season?
It did, to be honest, it looked like, down the inside into paddock, last race of the season, that looked to me of a move of someone that just didn't give a fuck and was just 100%. Like, you know what?
That was he saw you coming, and it was do you know what? Fuck you.
Yeah, it was. I know I'm not racing with you. I know you're not my teammate next season. Have that.
I've been walked over enough now. How'd you like that?
Yeah. Yeah. Either that, or it's point scoring for something else that happened earlier in the year that potentially we don't know about.
Possibly.
I would say so. It's certainly looked that way. I mean, in any form of motorsport,
he did get the nudge earlier on in the race.
Yeah.
And it was that, I've had enough of this now.
Maybe it was Aussie rules. Here you go.
Yeah. It could very well be. It could very, very well be. And if he knew he's not going to be there next year, sod the debrief, whatever. I did it.
There you go.
Yeah, I did it. And what are you going to do about it? I'm done.
To the opposite end of the grid then. We've spoken about a lot of the front protagonists. Unlimited Motorsport. I've really had a disappointing year, I think.
I agree.
Max Hall leaving halfway through the year. There was a lot of high-profile incidents with him and Dexter Patterson.
There was.
Going from developing one car to straight away developing 3 was just a mountain to climb. And unfortunately, it does echo of Team Hard that previously had the cars.
Too much. When you try and do too much, you see it in lots of forms of motorsport teams that take on too much.
Yeah.
Less is more.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
But it depends on what the drivers are paying, bringing in the running costs. you could understand why they've had to take on a third car if it's there.
Yeah, 100%.
And if you've got...
They need to keep the team going.
Yeah, and if you've got some guy turning up going, well, you've got a car, I've got 300 grand. Do you want to do the rest? Can I do the rest of the season in your car for 300 grand? Ooh,
is it as much as 300 grand though? Let's be honest.
I think...
Peaks and troughs.
Yeah, I think when I spoke to a driver before, for one round, I think it was Thruxton, they did a few years ago, they stepped in for team hire, I think it was 30 grand for the weekend.
Okay.
That's kind of the going rate. I think you'll be lucky to... a mid-level car maybe for 300 grand a season. I think you're going to be $500,000, $750,000 to get into a good car.
I thought that'd be WSR sort of money.
I think that's where you are. WSR money. And to be honest, if you're up there with the likes of Accelerate and Napa and
you're doing all right.
WSR, yeah, I think you're going to be put in the best part of between half and £1 million a year.
Bearing in mind, in theory, if all the drivers are ticking in those three teams, that's 4 plus 4 plus 3. So that's your top 11.
Yeah.
And then you've got teams like Restart Racing, which to me...
I thought they had a good year.
I thought Dan Lloyd is probably one of the standouts this year.
And he's worked one of the hardest in social media as well.
Yes. His DLR, he's been recognised for it. He's got awards. Yeah. I think his DLR TV is really, really good. It's just the only thing that's lacking is coverage of the race. So it's literally just, right, I'm going to qualifying. Right, I've just done qualifying. Right, I've just done this.
It's the infill you need.
I think he needs the infill. I mean, it's I don't know, maybe it's something he's going to work on for next year. But it's clearly he does it on his own, whereas we go back to Tom Ingram again, the champion, and he's got a production company that's doing all that work. And 100%. It's Vertu and X8 and...
It's very easy to do, and it's a lot easier for someone to do when you've got people following you around. You can just do those little pieces and then it goes away. Whereas Dan's doing it all himself. He's got to work really, really
and it's
hard.
all on his phone. You can tell, or he's got a gimbal, something similar, which I've got one there.
Yeah. So he does work really hard, and he's quick. The car's quick. It's just budget. Unfortunately, I think with him every single time, his budget's really hard to come by.
Yeah, absolutely. But Restart Racing as well as a team. I'm biased because knowing some members of that team, they're racing in modified Fords as well. Although I haven't seen them this year.
I wondered how long it'd take you to drop that in.
But they work. You can see that the team are working hard and in the background. And Darryl tapped them on about Darryl. I hope you are watching this or listening to this wherever you're listening to it. And his missus runs the hospitality and his dad.
It's a family.
Proper family team.
There's those teams that are there that are the heartbeat of that.
But I also don't want to downplay Chris Smiley because there's been times this year where he's shown so much flashes of pace, and it seems to be a consistent thing with Chris Smiley where he's quick.
But not all the time.
Not all the time, but it's the luck as well.
Yeah, you see, but when you're mired back in that midfield and you're racing against... So if you're out of the top 6, 7, 8 and you are touching in that, the racing isn't as good because you're all fighting because you've all got sponsors that are looking at you, and you've got to be different. You've got to show why you're going with me and not the next guy on the grid. You know what I mean? And we've lost. There's people that are in the grid aren't on the grid anymore that have lost it because they've lost out to sponsors due to other drivers just showing a little bit more, doing something different. So that's always awkward. And is he always then fighting for the independents? Is he going to be one of those drivers that instead of really pushing for that top championship partner, is that the main focus, or do you think if he focused on the independents over the main championship that you'd push through and consolidate those points, maybe drive slightly differently?
Maybe, but any good racing driver,
you want the top honour.
Yeah, you're always going to go balls out. One Motorsport.
Slightly disappointed with that one. I understand. It's like
Steve Dublin's obviously got some stuff going on. I don't know the extent of it. Don't want to know, but when it comes to motor racing, life comes first.
It does.
And I think Josh Cook, bless him, I think he was well up for being back in the seat, being somewhere he'd been for a few years.
Yeah. And he was always quick in that car.
Always quick in the car. He'd had a tough year at Speedworks last year.
Yeah.
And then he ends up back in the Speedworks car towards the end of the year. But Stephen Jelly is where him and Stephen Jelly couldn't really get the car to work. And then...
Yeah... I thought I did feel for Cookie when that came out. I don't know whether we'll see them back on the grid next year. that car with One Motorsport, to be honest, which will be a shame because I always thought they were a good team, did things properly.
I just hope, personally, I just hope Steve Dubman recovers.
Yeah, that's the main thing.
It sounded, the problem is you could kind of get a vibe from people when they speak about it, and it sounded quite serious. So I just hope Steve Dubman pulls out of this and he's able to enjoy his racing furthermore. Fingers crossed.
Hopefully.
Stephen Jelly then did a round with Unlimited and went off to Porsches.
Yeah, the comfort of Porsches.
He's good in a Porsche.
He's very good in a Porsche. He's very, very good in a Porsche.
Yeah, unfortunately, I just think he's not had the luck of the draw in touring cars.
No, here's another one as well. He showed pace when he first came in with WSR, the first time round in the RAC car, pace, and then did all right in the 3 Series this time. But it's just when you get in my back again, there's too much damage, and then that just absolutely spanks the budget.
Yeah,
massively just spanks the budget.
Yeah,
and then you've got to look at is this worth it? Where can I go and race a Porsche? Not get as much damage in theory, although he was in the grass quite a lot when he came back. Not always his fault.
Scott put the boot in. Jesus.
Well, just Donington Park, I think, was the one that stands out for me for that one.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that car is quick. That Civic. I don't
think we'll see it back.
Not in the One Motorsport livery, I don't think. I think it will be with another team.
You think?
I have a theory.
What theory is this?
I think the pantomime villain has those cars for his new team.
Okay, let's get into it. Plato Racing. So at Silverstone, the news comes out. By the way, I also think it was probably one of the defining moments of Jason's career in the fact what he came out and said.
Yeah, massively.
And he led the fight for a lot of people that are struggling and don't want to tell anyone.
Massively. For someone that high profile, and that someone that's always been happy, cheeky persona in front of the camera for most of the time.
Yeah.
For him to come out and say that, I think opened a lot of eyes. Plus, it's the guys that are maybe sort of a little bit older than us remember JP.
Yep.
For someone of that age to have someone of a similar age come out and say that, it opens. Okay, we can talk about this. Everyone's got problems. And
he was very forthright. Had to take down all the mirrors in his house. I think that was the most powerful thing to come from it as well.
Yeah.
Was like, as soon as you heard that, it was like, holy shit. Because when you get to that point, you're on the verge of doing something very, very bad.
100%.
I'm in the best possible way. I'm so glad he came out and said it.
It's good. And it's good also that there is the places and the people around to talk to now. We get that. We're really lucky with that.
Yeah, 100%.
Especially the stuff that you do with like Driven Minds. That's going to massively help.
Yep, and we're going to bring in the podcast in the few episodes we're going to be recording into the future, because this is a stable, mate. We're going to be doing more episodes from the Sandown Motorsport workshop.
So it's here to be used.
It's here to be used. So we're going to be doing some episodes with yourself, with Scott Woodwiss, who's bringing of the sports car show, of course.
Yeah.
We're hopefully going to be catching up with Max Coates, and Paul Harvey might drop back in for an episode or two to talk some.
That'll be good.
Talk some performance cars and talk about his. What he's been doing in the background supporting the Graves Motorsport lads.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about the Junior Championships probably in episode 2.
Yeah.
But we go back to the big story, Plato Racing. So he comes out with this story, and then he goes, I've got my vigour back, and here's why. And he's launched Plato Racing, so he's got that competitive edge once again. Now, there's more stuff coming out today via Motorsport News. Matt James has been down to speak to Jason Plato.
Yep.
RML are building the cars. Which
is always going to be a good car.
Yep. So in that case, I hope it's a Nissan.
You've got them rose-tinted spectacles on again, haven't you?
Sorry, stories from Super Touring. But I do. It's if it's an RML-built car, it needs to either be a Chevy Lacetti or a Nissan Primera.
It depends on the manufacturer, though, doesn't it? Who wants to come in? You don't know if he's going to be a new manufacturer, because Jason's very good at bringing
But he's hinted at that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So is it a manufacturer that's returning, we've had him before, or is it brand spanking new? Because he's very good at bringing new manufacturers in. He did it with Subaru and he did it with MG.
Yeah.
Did it with Chevy.
Yeah. Well, Chevy weren't anywhere near the British touring cars, and then all of a sudden he was like, come on, Ray Malek, let's go.
Yeah.
And they had the Lassetti sat there, and then they had the Cruises brought in, and while they were winning in World Touring cars, they were winning
as well, don't forget that.
He did, yeah.
So
brought the Toledo in, yeah.
He's got a penchant for this.
Yeah, so he's obviously got this new team set up, and he is very much in charge of the commercial side of things.
Which he's exceptional at.
Yep. And so he has already said someone will be running the team day to day in terms of building the cars, running the drivers, doing all the setup, everything like that. I'm the commercial man.
He's the one that will bring the money in.
Yeah, he's doing the deals.
And let's be honest, if you need a test driver, you're not really going to get much better.
You're not, are you?
100%.
And he's like, oh, okay, 97 British touring car wins. I'll have backing from you.
Yeah, pretty much pick your whoever you want. I think they're going to be queuing up to go with that team. And I think after Silverstone, he would have had people ringing his phone. How do I get involved?
I would say so.
And drivers ringing him.
Yep.
I think he could pick probably 90% of the whole British touring car.
Here's my theory. I think Robo's going to go to him.
I think you're right on that one. I agree with you.
They work
100%.
together doing the quick fit stuff. I think because you look at what JP's done in the past with KX Academy.
Yep.
He likes young drivers. He wants to help out young drivers. Mm-hmm. I reckon it's going to be similar to V8 supercars. So a lot of the teams in V8 supercars, which again we'll talk about that later in another episode, a lot of their teams will find the backing for the cars, not the driver. The drivers will normally bring some in.
Yep.
And there are drivers that go from teams with their own sponsors, but predominantly the teams have a commercial director. So it's, to me, that team is built on someone's bringing the money in externally for the team and they're sponsoring the team.
The team and the car.
So potentially JP can go around, look at a driver that's got a little bit of backing but hasn't got quite enough, but he knows if I put you in a touring car and work with you for 2 years...
You're going to be next level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The next Ash Sutton. Because he was produced by the KX Academy.
100%.
Tom Ingram.
Yeah. You should look back to when Ash was in that MG.
Yep.
And he looked like he was wearing his dad's race suit.
Yep.
And they took a chance on him.
Yep.
And now he's the big draw.
Yeah, and at some point he was knocking flesh out of Jason Plato, which he really didn't like, but he was like, oh no. It was almost like I'd been attacked by my own spawn.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. It was Star Wars feel to it. He didn't have the high ground.
Oh my word. Time for a break, I think.
I think you're right on that one.
I just want to take a moment to thank Scott and Sandown Motorsport for their sponsorship of this podcast and providing a wonderful backdrop. Now, if you have a prestige vehicle, if you want a Boxster Cup car built, anything exotic, supercar, racing, restoration, they've got Mark II Transits that they've restored, they've got Rolls-Royce Phantoms, any sort of Rolls-Royce, Bentley, Ferraris, anything prestige or motorsport, you need to head on to Sandown Motorsport for bodywork, mechanical, anything you need. Come down to see these guys in Canberra.
And we're back.
We are back.
We are back.
Where were we? Jake Hill.
We can go on to Jake Hill.
We spoke about WSR and we spoke about Charles Rainford and Darryl de Leon. I didn't see him retiring effectively from British touring cars. If he's retired at all, taking a sabbatical.
I know he's got stuff going on at home, isn't he? He's got stuff to do. But I also think he's enjoying doing his historical stuff.
Well, he's got a house to renovate, which is what you're referring to. Nothing bad.
Nothing bad. He's just building a nice new garage and renovating his house and doing like family things.
Raising his little one.
Yeah.
He's got an itch to scratch.
Yeah. I think he's definitely still going to race, isn't he? I suppose he's going to be in his historic stuff.
But he's going to be racing worldwide. It was nice to see him. So I covered ROR. And Jake Hill was there in the Sunbelt Rental C1 with good friends Mark and Colin Hode, and I spoke to him briefly off camera after I went with the joke of, oh, you're starting a new international career and you're starting in Wales. And he liked that.
He's not bad.
Either that or I walked away and he thought, what a prick. Which wouldn't surprise me either.
We all do that.
Yeah, fair enough. But I genuinely thought, as soon as he announced that, I thought, is he going to V8s? Because he's been down under. He went to Adelaide. I know he did a bit with Scott Pye and Elliot. I listened to Apex Hunters, and he was at the Adelaide Historic Festival, ripping around in V8s, absolutely loving it. And I thought, and there was a few years ago, Ash Sutton was potentially doing a wild card.
Yes, I did hear that.
How good would that be, first of all? Ash Sutton and Jake Hill in a wild card at Bathurst.
I mean, they need to go there.
They do.
Bathurst 12-hour Super Tourers, and you had the likes of Plato, Cleland.
Let's be honest, that's class.
That was class, but
And if you could have that where you do get the wildcards go over, and you get the likes of Jake Hill and Ash
But
Sutton
even
go
10
over.
years ago, like 2014, when it was the international V8s and you had the Gold Coast, where you had all the internationals came over, Jacques Villeneuve was in that race, for Christ's sake. Some top cars came over, and drivers. Andy Prio was in that race.
Yeah.
Went very well in the Xbox car, from what I remember.
Yeah. I mean, they'd be epic in those cars. Jake Hill would be epic in anything like that, to be honest. So it wouldn't surprise me. I thought when it came out, when I just saw it flash up, I thought, he's going to go GTs.
And he's been doing a lot of stuff with the RA Motorsport.
Yes.
Car similar to that.
Yes. Very similar to that thing.
So
Anything he turns his hand to, he's faster. Let's be honest. Like anything, whether it be classic F1, GT cars.
But then at the same time, Ash Sutton's been doing it as well. So he's been going away in a BMW. So
Yeah.
are we suddenly going to hear
Colin
that?
turns his hand to the classic BMW, and he was in the Ginetta and GT Cup this year as well.
He was, but that's UK domestic stuff. Like Ash is going and doing European GT, Intercontinental GT. Could we see Ash Sutton maybe try and give it one more go to get number 5 and then bugger off into the distance?
I don't think it's out of the question.
Yeah.
I don't think it's out of the question. But the British touring cars is his bread and butter, as it is for a lot of the drivers. But is British touring cars appeal not what it was?
I don't think it is. The thing with Jake Hill is, and it's the one thing you noticed, we'll come on to more of the online stuff when we talk about our next topic. But it's clear to me from the fans' sort of perspective that Jake Hill is the pantomime villain. To me, he is the Russell Ingall. He is the one that doesn't mind upsetting a few people.
No, not at all.
But will race hard.
I think he's one of the hardest racers on the grid, to be honest.
But it's not a bad thing. You need that.
Yeah, you need a little bit of needle.
You can't have, and that's the thing, because people, oh my God, he's so bad, and people, good riddance, he's gone, and stuff like that. And I'm thinking, you ain't going to be saying that next year when...
Touring cars is tribal.
It is tribal.
Everyone's got their own that they go after.
You've always had that. Yeah. You had it in Super Touring. You had it with Plato versus Muller, Plato versus Neil.
All of it. And it can be driver. It can also be manufacturer. I've got friends that don't like particular drivers, and when you ask them why, it's like, because they drive that, and they did this to this driver, and they did that to that driver. I don't like the way they race. And it's like,
I don't like Mark Scaife. So, and that's a Ford Holden thing, and I race Ford. So you're right. There is tribalism there.
There is tribalism, but you need that. That's the part that we all remember, those rivalries.
Yeah.
Another part of the podcast we'll come back to.
Yes, that's going to be another podcast episode. Yeah.
You need that.
Yes.
It's a talking point.
Yes.
It adds to the drama.
Yes.
Of what we need, and I think this year, if you can't have every single driver being nice all the time.
No.
It gets boring. Everyone that's media trained, because they all get media training.
Yeah.
It's boring.
And sometimes you it's quite funny. Sometimes you hear them, they're talking to Louise Goodman afterwards and Richard John Neal and the likes in the paddocks afterwards. Yeah, I just, and some of them are absolutely fantastic. They've got charisma. Tom Ingram, smiling assassin, he's got charisma.
Yeah, Tom Chilton. Every single time you put him on, he's always smiling, happy. That's his...
He's bubbly, bouncy.
Yes, that's his...
Everyone loves that.
Yep.
Everyone gravitates to it.
100%.
But you see some drivers in the spot, I just want to thank my sponsors, Dave's Glass and this company
it's that media training, but that's where they're getting picked up young and they're getting told you can't do this.
But I'm also sat by the telly going...
Yeah, that's when you get up and go and get it.
Yeah.
I just put the donkey advert on again.
Thank God for Sky Plus.
Yeah, bored. Next. F4's bored.
Yeah, but you need characters. That's what we're getting at. You need characters in this sport. Any form of motorsport, you need characters. You need a bit of needle. And I genuinely think Jake Hill going, that's a big loss. Not only on the racing side.
Is there anyone that's going to come in and can do that and have that? Is there anyone that nasty? I think nasty is a horrible word to say, but to have that little bit of...
I think when Ash was trying to hunt down Tom Ingram and was pushing as hard as he could this year, at times it was side-by-side, rubbing panels. Was it Donington?
Yeah.
And I thought at that point, we could be on for a bit of a scrap here, boys. Like, come on.
There was stuff said like you said, Tom's a smiling assassin. He's always very good and very calculated in what he says. Very good at it. Ash, you could see he was getting frustrated, and he's made a point, which is good. The needle was there. It's nice. That was good to watch.
At that point, it was like, yes, we needed that.
Exactly that. And you get away from it all the time. And I'd have liked to have seen that with Dan Cam and Robo actually have a little bit more of a. There was some stuff said, but it felt very restrained. And I think you want to see that.
Yeah.
Again, you go back to some of these. This is Super Tour as well.
Oh, to be a fly on the wall in that lorry afterwards.
That would be great, wouldn't it?
So, what the fuck happened at Speedworks? What happened?
Well, they got a champion in Sheddening and didn't go anywhere.
He won this year, so it showed he's got the pace.
But later on in the year.
Yeah, later on in the year. But
Cookie had come back, and I think Cookie's helped bring that car on.
Yeah, he helped as well. They had Max Buxton that came in. I felt for Ronan Pearson.
Yeah.
Who's been a guest. He's been a guest on the pod before, and I thought to myself, I probably, through fear of Ofcom and saying things I shouldn't do, but there were a few things that I thought there, and I wasn't particularly
we can
impressed.
say what we want. It's our podcast.
Get out. Let's say it. You were just saying you want a bit of needle.
I wasn't very impressed with the way the Ronan Pearson thing was perhaps handled, because it then comes out afterwards through his dad and family members that, well, he had the budget to go racing. Budget isn't part, because everyone immediately goes online.
Budget.
Oh, it's budget. No, it wasn't. Apparently, Again, we haven't heard from all sides of the story.
No, so
but the Pearson camp is saying no, it wasn't budget. That wasn't the case, and I was devastated for him. And then Max Buxton obviously comes in, fresh from Fiesta Juniors. That's a steep hill to climb.
Oh, huge.
Fiesta Juniors, huge. ST150s, and then touring cars. Yeah. That's huge.
That's not even a steep, that's vertical.
Yeah. And even if you've got the likes of Gordon Shedden in your team and others coming in, Aaron Taylor-Smith as well.
Yeah, he's always quick.
He was good.
Let's be honest, he is always quick.
He is always quick, but
he's probably the hardest working to get budget.
Yeah, but again, I think the pace problem was down to an engine package that perhaps wasn't suiting them.
I agree.
And I think it was also another case of having 4 cars maybe stretches the resources too thin.
Also, they've got their new unit now, haven't they? They're in a new premises, which obviously needs to be paid for. It looks very nice and good, and it's good because the drivers have used it.
Yep.
As ATS has done a few of his sponsorship events there, I believe.
Yep. Which
is good. But yes, 3 cars I think is about the right number of what they needed to do with that. Yep. You can't just keep stretching it. You need a. It's the similar thing with WSR when they have the 3 and the 4th run as a satellite, which works. You still share that resources, but essentially it's funded and that's their own team. If you have 4 cars, I think you are stretching it too much. Quality over quantity. Quality over quantity, basically. In my opinion. Previous years, if you go back to like really, really successful cars like that Integra, they ran 2.
Yep.
The Seat, they ran 2.
Yep.
WSR, they did have 2 and then they went to 3.
Yep.
The MGs, when they were fast and not have Andy Neat behind the wheel. I'm not even sorry. They were quick.
Yep.
So 2 cars, 3 at push. Don't do 4.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you just a higher drive. Like you may say, you can't do that in MX-5s.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, 100%.
Because at least they're all one wake.
Yeah.
You're not.
Whereas in this is meant to be the premier category.
This is the pinnacle. Let's be honest. If you want to go and race in the UK, you've got 2: British GT
or British touring cars.
That's it. Unless you want to go single seat in Europe, but that's a different route altogether. But that should be the premier. We should be looking at them and aspiring. What do you want to go and race?
Yeah.
I know. I used to. I wanted to race touring car.
Yeah.
Not so much now.
No, I'd want to go down under.
I'd love to. I want a cup car.
Yeah.
I'd love a 911.
You would.
Yeah. I think the racing's good as well.
And
the Porsche backing. Phenomenal, to be honest with you.
Oh, it's a step. You've got the Caymans and then the Porsches. Again, we'll come to them. Like a phoenix from the flames, and you know who I'm referring to. Power Max Racing. Good God! When I saw the news first come through, first of all, you're horrified.
Yeah.
Because from what was effectively, I think it was a fire on the farmer's field adjacent to the estate, and it just washed over the whole lot, didn't it?
Yeah.
It wasn't the actual unit itself went up.
No.
It was. Dry summer, field went up.
Took out the warehouse, the race
took everything out.
There was cars in there that are irreplaceable.
Yep. TCR spares as well. I think Stuart Lyons had a load of racking laid out with all the TCR spares for his business.
Yeah, one of Giovanardi's cars went up, didn't it?
Yep. That had just been freshly restored.
Yep. Which is just gutting.
Yep. And I think doing that before the not kill round, that just knocked the stuffing out of him. I mean, Mikey Doble was probably favourite to get the Independence title.
Yeah, they had to do it. There was no other choice in their mind, I don't think, and I'd have done exactly the same thing. They have done everything they can, and that's when motorsport rallies around when you see something like that.
Yeah,
that's that's the great side of motorsport.
That was so, again, One Limited, they perhaps had a not the best season in terms of overall pace, in terms of being one of the teams in the paddock to loan a car. I think, was it Dexter Patterson's dad that owns one of the cars, and he loaned it out. And then the other car, I think, was just bought from...
Was it next? It would have been an ex-Team Hard car, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So obviously they've had to bolt those cars together. I mean, Nick Halstead, bless him, he's not doing touring cars anymore.
No.
I do want to show some appreciation for Nick Halstead, though, because he gets a lot of shit.
Yeah.
He's not the fastest.
But he knows he's not the fastest. But I've met Nick. I've spoken to Nick.
Yeah.
He works really hard.
He does.
He's also massively intelligent.
Very much so.
And he's doing his own business. Not one. Businesses. Many. And then he brings Crazy Kart in and puts that whole Crazy Kart event, and that's all his brainchild.
Yeah.
Brilliant. That's one of the good things about when you go, I didn't go this year.
And I think effectively what he's done with that is he's helped bring a new audience into the touring cars. Yeah. He's helping the youngest. So if you've got a family and you're coming to a touring car event and you go and watch the Crazy Karts, if you're a kid there, you know, the kid's probably sat. The kid's probably sat there.
The racing driver that I like and I follow is racing one of them. That's an affordable. That's affordable.
So they look at the race and go, "Oh, I'll never be in one of them one day." But then, if he just gets kids involved through Crazy Karts and stuff like that, and they keep coming back to racing, and they perhaps learn about racing and get more involved in it, etc., etc. I'm probably peeling a bit too far of the onion, but
maybe there was stuff I remember when we used to go. When I was younger and I used to take my kids. There was stuff going on which was more kid orientated in order to get them involved and interested in motorsport. There was stuff which is why one of my daughters essentially is interested.
Okay.
Because she remembers going to the touring cars. She remembers, I think WSR and BMW had the RC cars going around. Yeah. She loved it. And the sim stuff, that's good for...
I think sim racing's the next thing that's going to bring people into the sport, maybe.
100%. I mean, I've done some sim racing myself and... It was touring car based, and I've got friends. Then we still meet up when we go to touring cars.
You got friends?
Well, they don't really know me.
Not the dark side.
Yeah.
Another.
We've only met once.
Another. Enough of that. Another cataclysmic, huge bit of news this year. One of the biggest retirements probably in the past decade was Steve Ryder.
Yeah, that's not good. That's as big as Murray Walker retiring, in my opinion. He has been the face.
And it should be, BTCC. As far as I'm concerned, it should be Sir Steve Ryder.
100%.
Without a shadow of a doubt. A staple of broadcasting. But I do want to point across one good thing, because one thing that really, really properly got under my skin, we go back to online. And I mentioned earlier in the show about how people are online. They get in front of a keyboard and they can type whatever the hell they want.
Any consequences. They don't care how they make you feel. That's
it. Yeah. Consequences.
Yeah. They can post what they want.
And you get on the forums and it's like, literally first event, Nicky Shields isn't any good. Bring back Steve Ryder. I don't like Nicky. And it's like, Christ, guys, Steve Ryder's been doing it for 30 odd years. Nicky Shields has been a very good pit lane reporter in Formula E. She's building her career, and this is her chance.
Yeah, she's doing it. I thought she did a fantastic job.
Same.
Like, to put my personal opinion, it felt almost seamless.
Yeah.
And I thought Steve,
I'm also trying to speak from having been in front of a camera. Of course you fuck. Look, I am probably never going to be in front of an ITV Sport camera.
We haven't got a wide enough lens, do we?
Well, I know. Thanks, mate. I'm never going to be in front of an ITV Sport camera. But when I do the live streams in club racing, I put everything I can into it.
Yep.
And I know for a fact that Nicky Shields does, that Paul O'Neill's does. Apparently Jade just turns up and does it. I don't know how she does, because I spend days preparing.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I know. But I think people just need to get real.
Yeah.
And they need to realise just how much work goes into it. And they need to realise how good of a job she does. And people maybe need to take off the rose-tinted glasses, because I think that's half of it.
It's moving into it. It needs to move into a new era.
Steve Ryder can't keep going. He's retiring. He
needs to deserve that, let's be honest.
Yeah.
But touring cars, the world we live in, everything is changing.
Yep.
Now it's inevitable. You've got to change at some point.
Yep.
So he was the last sort of cling on to that rose-tinted super touring car era.
I think there might be. I think it might be a bit of that going on.
Yeah, because he was the last. Now, what have we got now?
Nothing.
So we move into the next phase.
Yeah.
And Nicky Shields is the next phase.
Yep.
Along with, I'm not going to say Tim Harvey because he's still actually, Tim's the one that's hanging on.
Well, he's kind of hung on from the super touring era, I suppose. But
yeah,
I think.
Apart from that,
but when you think back as well on the broadcasting front, Tim Harvey's been doing it since 2004. Mm-hmm. So he's been doing it nearly.
That's a lot of cake.
That's a lot of cake.
That's a lot of cake.
But he's been doing it nearly 20 years as well. So as far as I'm concerned, Tim Harvey is he's a good brilliant racer, former champion.
Yeah, definitely.
But he is a good broadcaster in his own right as well.
He does a very good job, really, really good job of it.
And he's
still that link to the drivers.
And the bit I love about him and Owie, and I've got to shout out Richard John Neal as well. He's a good lad. I love working with Richard on the live streams. They're not afraid to say it how it is.
No.
Whether it's tyre bundles, driving standards. If they don't like something,
they'll tell you.
They'll tell you.
I completely agree with the tyre bundle thing.
Yep.
Stupid.
In the bin.
Get rid of them. There's got to be a better way.
Well, that's got to be another subject. So we'll just we'll draw a line under this. Anyone that boos Nicky Shields, by the way, you need to get in the bin. All right. You need to give her a couple of seasons to get into it.
I agree with you on that one.
Give her a couple of seasons to get into it and perfect it, because she is not going to be Steve Ryder. She never will be.
And she's not going anywhere.
No.
She's there. She's doing a good job.
She's doing a very good job. So because Dave in Canterbury, I'm using a lot of Daves today, but if Dave in Canterbury goes, I don't like Nicky Shields, do you really think Alan Gow's going to look at it and ring ITV and go get her off? No.
They wouldn't have just picked her out of a hat. They would have looked to see who fits and the way they want to go.
Yeah, and they probably would have screen tested a lot of people.
100%.
So
maybe that's why JP brought his own team instead of because he got beat by Nicky Shields the front.
Maybe, but I think he missed the competitiveness as well.
You can't just switch off that.
That's what he missed.
You know that. You get the itch.
Yes, you do. Anything else from this year that's really sort of irked at you? Anything you're worried about?
I'm worried more about are we going to see now a decline? I'm worried if we're on the run of a decline in terms of...
The country's not in the best state at the moment, and manufacturers...
That's the biggest thing.
And we haven't had a new car in a while.
A long time. And the Astra was the oldest car.
Yeah.
What was the Focus? No, the i30.
Mm-hmm.
And that's been 4 years now.
And the rest.
Is it?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Spiralling budgets, cost of motorsport's really expensive.
Yep. Even when they got rid of the TOCA hybrid, they've still got the boost. That's the point. How do you think that went this year?
Better. I like the hybrid. I wasn't a fan of the hybrid.
Okay.
I thought it was a waste of time, not cost effective.
Yep.
Way too much. Not fit for purpose.
Yeah.
I remember a conversation with a team owner.
Yep.
And
there were a few team owners that didn't like the hybrid.
No, one in particular told Alan Gow to take it out the fucking car. It's not fit for purpose, and I ain't fucking paying the bill. Were the words that he's used, which is brilliant.
Yeah.
Angry Ginger.
Yeah.
Is what that was. But I agree with it. Ballast works better.
Yes.
The boost is good. The boost works.
I think the boost works, yeah.
I think the boost works, in my opinion. The sustainable fuels was a good move this year. That needed to be done.
Because I think MSA are probably going to make a move on that in the next couple of years into club racing.
Yeah, it's just got to work right within... They tried it, I know, in Porsche Club. That was meant to be this year. And there was a bit of a kickback. It wasn't what was promised, and I don't think it was going to be good enough.
But it's tried it. A lot of cars have run it at Race of Remembrance, sustained fuels.
If it works with the engine that you've got, there's map tweaks that you have to do, but that's club racing it's just the cost of stuff.
Yeah,
So,
but it's very expensive per litre. So unless you can get it through sponsorship, then you are onto a bit of a loss.
exactly. So again, the Premier package in the UK is touring cars, and to try and push that through, you need to have that running in touring cars.
Yep.
So they did the right thing on that, and every single form of motorsport, I think in 10 years, if less, we will all have to run sustainable fuels, because then it takes the pressure off. Why are you going racing? It's damaging the environment. Well, because I want to.
Yeah.
I like it, basically. But the support package hasn't been what it has been, which was also a draw. I think we need to sort the support package out in the touring cars.
Well, I need to have a P15S, so let's take a break on that, and when we come back, let's talk supports.
Sounds good.